Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the inaugural episode of the Brian Welch video blog, catchy title, Pending. I don't know why I'm nervous. Probably because I already lied once. I don't actually expect to have to use the plural when I'm greeting my audience. I don't expect any more than 2 viewers, 1 male, 1 female. Hopefully she's attractive. Why did I want to do this? Why am I such a liar, first of all? I'm a pathological liar. Would a pathological liar admit to that? Would that make him not a pathological liar? Would he tell the truth about being a liar? It's like, what's it called pathological? It's like I was working in a laboratory that was handling pathogens, and this one was marked lies, particularly virulent strain of, no, I think that top looks really nice on you. And I dropped it. It got everywhere. And they did all the hazmat procedures and everything to make sure I wasn't contaminated. And they said, "Are you okay?" I said, "Yeah, I'm fine." Let me go. That's when the lying started. Why did I want to do this? Well, I've looked for several different mediums. I've tried talking to my friends, telling them about things that bother me. I have a lot of mild neuroses. They don't stop me from living everyday life, but they occupy my mind to a much greater extent than they should. And I have all these things that I want to tell people that I've thought about. They don't really want to listen. So you've got the option. You can click stop, pause at any time. I recognize this talking to my brother the other day. We share a lot of things in common. We are brothers, after all. Talking about the agony of writing things out by hand. We've had such a problem. Someone's at the door right now. That is not helpful. We've had such a problem making sure the letters are formed correctly. And when you discussed when you make a B, you have to make sure that the second bubble is bigger. The bottom bubble is bigger than the first one. Otherwise, the B looks top heavy. It looks like it could roll over. This is a problem that I encounter all the time because my name starts with a B, a capital B. I can't make a lowercase b because then I look like E.E. Cummings or B.B. Cummings, I guess. I'm realizing how severe this is looking at my own show notes that I made. I don't have cue cards yet. There's no room to stand behind my Memorex Handycam that's wedged in a coffee mug, supported by my wallet. So I had to go by my own horrible southpaw handwriting, and I can barely read what I wrote just moments ago. So we're going to go on real quick. I'm going to try not to make this too long and horrible. Another problem that I over-observe things. I can pick up on one detail that stands out much more than it should. It bothers me for much longer periods of time than I should really let it. And I want to do a video blog about this because writing a blog is very difficult. I'm a pretty good typer, mostly from using IM, AOL Instant Messenger as a young teen. In the middle school years as a tween, if you will. It's just that I feel such an urge to produce because you've got time to edit and fix everything, and I just would spend hours sweating profusely with multiple tabs open with my blog, with dictionary, with Wikipedia, with an online thesaurus. Oh, it was horrible. So instead, I'm just going to film this like we're talking. You can have a couple drinks. I may or may not have already had 1 or 2. Just to loosen up. Don't know why I'm so nervous. I'm the only one here. I think it's interesting that since I'm sitting at a desk, you might be able to see that I'm undressed below the waist. It's very freeing. It helps with all the sweating that I'm doing with all my nerves. I think it'd be great. I imagine that news anchors do this as well. You can picture Stone Phillips. I'm Stone Phillips, and I'm wearing Bermuda shorts. Although he probably still would have the dress shoes and socks and the little calf garters because he's a professional. He is Stone Phillips after all. Anyway, what do I want to talk about today? Let's get to the meat of the story finally. I was driving to work the other day and I was behind something. It was like a Honda CR-V that they might as well spray paint on the side. I'm proud to be a weekend warrior. And it had a bumper sticker on it. Now bumper stickers, it had one of these, the white oval with like the 3, you have 2 or 3 letters in it. My problem with these is they've proliferated and they can represent anything. and they become inaccessible because you don't know what people are talking about. They don't know what they're, and it's like you could talk to this person and be like, oh, I had no idea. That's the three-letter abbreviation for Charlevoix. I was gonna guess Charleston or Charlotte or chairs first. That's fascinating. What is there to do in Charlevoix? They're not as straightforward like you've seen the keep honking, I'm reloading. What I admire about this guy, love him or hate him, he's chosen an image. Here's a guy. He's got an image. He's got an image that says, I'm completely satisfied with my current friends. I don't feel the need to make new ones ever. Another one I saw had the number 13.1. At first I was like, this person must be into math. But then, because I dated a runner at one point, and I know I'm pretty savvy. I know that's a half marathon. And I thought, that's impressive. That's more than I've ever done. The most I've ever done was a 10K. And I spent the next hour sitting in the back of an ambulance with the oxygen and the blanket they give house fire victims afterwards. Barely cognizant, couldn't remember the events of the previous hour. However, when there's such a thing as a full marathon, it seems very strange to brag about a half marathon. Sort of like being exultant after a halftime lead, popping the champagne. You just don't do that, especially if you're on the Chicago Bulls, because Tom Thibodeau would never allow that practice. That's why he's Coach of the Year. What bothers me is I always thought Thibodeau was the onomatopoeic word for the sound that comes out when you go. I always thought that was called a Thibodeau. Guess I was wrong. Looking at my timer, I've gone over what I thought I was going to do, so I'm going to end it here. This is the awkward part where I have to reach behind my Memorex and hit stop.